Hey everyone, and welcome to our freediving, to the Autonomous Body Methods freediving course. And today we're going to go through a few very basic breath holding techniques and preparations. And these comes mainly from freediving practices, but you can also apply some of your yoga breathing and deep breathing and calming down methods. There's not really much to it. There's not an excessive amount of preparation. We are dealing with breathing very calmly and holding our breath. And while we hold our breath, we are dealing with the buildup of carbon dioxide. So, when you're holding your breath, when you're diving, basically what you are doing and what you eventually learn to do is how to deal with carbon dioxide. Eventually, you will begin to feel this pressure in your chest area, perhaps here up in the throat, and this is all something that you simply will have to deal with, and it's a game of the mind. So the more you get into it, the more you begin to practice, you will notice that mind indeed is over matter, and the mind is governing the way the body is and the way the body reacts to things. We will also tap into something called the mammalian dive response. And the mammalian dive response is when your body, basically, to explain it very simply, your body slows down. So when you hold your breath, in order beats. Tao, he's my lifeguard, always checking. Which, by the way, brings me to a very important point. When you practice, please practice together with your body, with your partner. If I'm too long there, he will come and pick me out. And you should have access to a similar partner as well. So, the mammalian dive response, your heart rate will also become slower and less beats per minute. I have one of these smartwatches I love to use when I work. There's a whole range of smartwatches, whichever you want, but maybe the good solid ones is Suunto, Garmin, Polar. These are the famous brands. Different watches for different purposes. Runners, there's one model. Divers, there's another model, and so on and so on. But do your research and you will find your watch, or ask me. I'm not endorsed by any of them, so I use the Garmin Phoenix, and I think it's a brilliant watch. Right now my heart rate is 56. It's a good resting pulse, and when I begin to dive, when I begin to do the breath work, I will succumb to 38, something like this. Maybe even less if I'm really manage to calm myself down. Another thing you can use are the goggles. Like to use this one by SEAC. There's a whole range of good brands. These have been solid for me. Sometimes I use them, sometimes I don't. Lately I've used them less because when you surf you don't have goggles. At least I hope you don't. And when you're held down, in order to have that feeling, not to have to isolate or to prevent water from going in the nose, I practice these days without the goggles. I have my phone, and I'm using this kind of an app called the Freediving Trainer. And the Freediving Trainer allows you to put intervals. You can choose whether you want to work on your CO2, your carbon dioxide tolerance, or if you want to work on your O2 on your oxygen resistance, so lack of oxygen. And right now I have it on the CO2 table. I've set it on 3 minutes, which I think is a little bit too much at the moment. We should maybe put it at 2 minutes, or you can put it at 1 minute to begin with. 1.5 minutes of breathing, 1 minute of breath holding. Then you put the second round. I lower the breathing time each round. So I begin with breathing for 1.5 minutes, holding my breath for 3 minutes, breathing for 1 minute and 15 seconds, holding my breath for 3 minutes, and so on and so on. I go 15 seconds or less every time. But let's put it for, let me see, settings. We put it, there we go. 2 minutes, so we don't begin with too much ambition, and then you can build it up. Okay. Then, the most important thing is to be calm. The most important thing is to not stress at all. I'm relaxed. I'm here. I'm fully present, but I'm super relaxed. I look at my heart rate, 52. So I'm more and more and more trying to calm myself down on all levels. Every single cell in my body is ready to do what is about to happen. My mind is already now more centralized, more focused. My body, I'm trying not to be all over the place mentally and physically. And I begin to breathe very slowly. I inhale and exhale equal amounts. I do this for 1.5 minutes. We begin.
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Official top.
She wants me to hold, so I hold. And here at this stage, we keep the calm. We check the pulse, it's 36 at the moment. And we breathe again. No stress, no panic. We restore. When you're under, you want to look for the signs.
1 minute left.
You want to relax the neck. So don't prevent oxygen from coming to the brain. And more than anything, relax. Simply as that. Just relax. That's our best tool. Some people count, some people sing a song, some people think of something. I like to feel the body. I like to feel what's going on in the body.
30 seconds left.
So, deep breathing, you breathe. And when you hold your breath,
20 seconds.
don't hold 100%, only 80%. I will tell you why later.
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And again, just relaxing.
1 minute left. Left. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And if things goes the way it should go, each round you should feel more confident, you could feel less stress. Let's check again. 48. Should get easier each round. So the most important thing is just to remain very, very
30
calm,
seconds left.
not to move too much. You know, your muscles, they consume oxygen, so the more you tense up, the more you move, the more oxygen you consume.
20 seconds.
Let's go for one more round.
10 seconds. 5, 4.
Hope you're feeling okay. I usually do this, are you okay? Or are you okay? And then
30 seconds
you
left.
respond. Oh, not much time. I like to use, when it's sunny here in Morocco, I like to use this kind of a,
20 seconds.
it's not neoprene, it's just a rash guard, a thin shirt. But depends on how you feel.
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Three, two, one. Breathe.
So that's it. We finished the table. How did it go? I hope it went well. And I hope you feel relaxed. Let's check. 40 beats per minute. Could be even less. Could be 30, even 28. But 30, 38, below 40 is fine. But if you're about to go for a longer dive, you might want it to be less than 40. Now, one of the most important things when you dive is to learn how to read the signs. Because if you don't know how to read the signs, it might come just like that. Blackout. And blackout, if you don't practice with a friend, it's bye-bye. But always practice with a friend. Now, these 2-minute breath holds, okay. But when you go for longer, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, you want to look for the buildup of carbon dioxide. You want to look for that pressure in the chest or in the around the sternum, the diaphragm, those contractions. And you want to know more or less when they come. Do they come after 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes? And most freediving specialists, they prefer to have them rather soon. The sooner they come, the sooner your lactic acids are released in the body, the less oxygen your body will consume. So you know then that you have bigger reservoirs of oxygen. Usually when that pressure starts, when the contraction begins, usually you still have 80% left of breath holding. 80%, so you're safe. Now, if you go beyond 2 minutes, 2.5, and nothing happens, I usually come up already after 1 minute and a half. Shh! Shh! Tyson, tyst! Tyst! I usually come up already after 1 minute and a half if I don't feel anything. Because for me, this is a warning sign. Right, so that's all for today. I hope you had a good session. See you next time.